Yo, what's good, everybody?
What up, though?
What up, what up?
Welcome back to Friends Fried and French Fries. First of all, let me start this episode by saying I appreciate everybody that has been listening and tuning in and shit. Just if you guys have any comments, anything you want to see here, let me know. But yeah, I appreciate you guys a lot. And on this episode, I'm back with the niggas that were on the episode before.
Guys, making a return?
Yeah, Myles and Trent.
The return.
My brothers.
The Spider-Man 4. No, I'm stuck.
Low key. So actually, this is a different type of episode. First of all, because we don't have fries. We're not eating fries tonight. We're eating pizza. But at the same time, we're watching the Super Bowl. So we're going to do this episode live while the Super Bowl is on. We kind of got a little late start. So what is this? Like
it's still early in the first quarter. Like first 5 minutes went by.
0-0. You know, all the actions ahead of us.
Yeah. So yeah, we're I don't know, we're chilling, and we'll just talk about some shit. Hopefully that you guys are also interested in. And before we started, we were talking a little bit about social media and just how crazy like that shit changed everything. Like, so.
Next.
Do you think who's the nigga that made Instagram? Because
I wish I knew his name.
I don't know his name or their names.
So let's go back then. So MySpace, who was that again? Was
Tom?
that Tom?
Yeah.
Tom?
What's his last name? I can't remember his last name. MySpace Tom. We can call his ass. You know? That picture where he got that chalkboard or that whiteboard in the background.
You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
Bro, nigga started that probably in his basement. Like, that's crazy.
True.
But do you think, like, Tom ever thought, like, just the social media period was ever going to reach, like, this point to where, like, kids now, like, being born, like, recent, that's what they want to be is a social media influencer. They don't, that's what they want to be. It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I think that, like, because, like, MySpace was real, and maybe I'm wrong about this, but like, before MySpace, there was AOL Instant Messenger, right? Like, in terms of, like, a social app for, you know, younger generation type shit, right? Like, and I think that MySpace came around and kind of changed the game in terms of what you can do in terms of a social app for teenagers or etc. Teenagers and up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think that if he had that vision that, like, on some Steve Jobs shit, like, you know, social media will be the driver of, you know, like, pop culture and culture in general, then Tom is a GOAT. But, like, not Tom Brady, because fuck that. No, we're watching the Super Bowl right now, you know what I mean? So, you know, fuck Tom Brady, even though he is the GOAT. But if Tom from MySpace really had the vision of social media, what it is today, then like, I mean, shit, like, he would be great for that shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, because where's Tom now? We don't know. Like,
I mean, shit,
he's resting on his laurels, probably.
He's rich as hell. Like, and that's the thing. Like, he made this crazy ass thing. That's what I'm saying. It turned into something else. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I doubt he knew, like, that, just the idea of social media, because back in the day, I feel like MySpace started all of the picture, music, and all these other things you can do. And now, like, you know, back in those times, people were being, like, signed to, like, record labels and shit.
Yeah.
And people look at, like, now they look at Instagram numbers to see if you're like worthy of, like, you know, being sought after by A&Rs and shit.
True.
And it's kind of crazy because there was a point in time where none of that shit existed. And, you know, when someone were to listen to your music or whatever, it would be based strictly on the music. Like, does this shit sound good? Like, you know?
No,
Now they look into profiles and everything else. It's just kind of...
I feel you. And the thing about the internet age and what, you know, like you said, the music industry and a lot of other industries, shit has changed. The internet and social media has changed those industries exponentially. You know what I mean? Where, like you're saying, for music, A&Rs are looking at that shit now versus back in the day where, you know, you might have to give a demo tape or whatever. It was so methodical, I think, in terms of, like, radio play and, like, You know, like if
Yeah.
you're popular or not on the radio, you know what I mean? Like,
radio
doesn't mean shit now in terms of for music. And I mean, I don't know. I'm not in the industry, but like, from my opinion, like I don't listen to the radio now in terms of music I want to listen to. You know what I mean? Or like,
I feel like the radio still does numbers, but it's not like what it was before in terms of where you can really leave your mark or like.
Yeah, it's not the same.
No, right.
Like I feel like in the past there were like certain blogs that people would probably be more excited about being posted on these blogs than being on the radio.
True.
And that's probably because it's going to get you more listeners. And then with the internet and the blogs, you can probably click someone's profile right off of that post or whatever. You get traffic like nonstop. The radio, you're going to have to listen to it, hear what they say is the person's name, and then try to find the name.
Right.
Yeah, blogs are great, man, I swear.
Yeah. So
they're great, you said?
Yeah, I feel like shout out to the blog era, RIP to blog era, because that was my favorite time of music. You know what I mean? Just because a lot of great shit came out then. You know what I mean? And that's kind of the shit that like I still listen to all that shit now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I still have MP3s on my phone because of that shit. You know what I mean? So
respect to all of those artists in that era too, because
true,
they were really doing some shit, man. And like, so what artists would you say were around like in the time that you're talking about?
I'm talking like Currency. I think is one of my favorite rappers of all time. I'd say obviously music is so subjective.
Yeah.
But like I put Currency as a top 3 or 5 rapper in my opinion. You know, from like almost picked that bitch off. Yeah. But we doing this live during the Super Bowl. During the Super Bowl. I don't know why I just repeated this. Nah, but Super Bowl watching right now. But like Currency from like 2008 to 2013, like peak blog era shit. Like he put out great music, you know what I mean? And I downloaded every album, I put it on my iTunes and shit. Music. You know what I mean? Like I was doing all that shit, and I loved that shit. And so he was a dope rapper to me. Became one of my favorite rappers at that time, and still listen to his music. But even still today, like the fact with Currency, I don't get some people like just put out an insane amount of music, and it's just good, and I don't get it. But it's also I do understand, because he talks about like just it's like his music is his life, and he gets high, he likes cars. Right. And he does like some cool shit. So if you like know him or like have an understanding of like the type of person he is, you'll always understand the music, in my opinion. And that's one thing like with artists, like if you have like some sort of insight on what their life is and what they do, then you will always like connect. Oh shit! Yo, Pat Mahomes, was that Tariq Hill? Yeah. Damn, they almost had that. That's crazy. But yeah, so you'll always connect with them in a way, like just understanding the person, like you know what I mean? Yeah, because, for sure. I mean, that's how I felt like in that specific era of blogging and shit. Now it's kind of different because now I feel like people just kind of make, a lot of people are like pop star type shit. Like they just want to make the popular music. It doesn't really relate and resonate with who they really are for some people. But, like people like G Herbo, we talked about him last time. I feel like his music is a really good insight on his past and who he is and shit. But speaking of blog era, I fucking love the Cool Kids. Oh man, the Cool Kids, man. Shout out to them, bro. Shout out to Mikey and shit. Trendsetters, OGs, like 100%. Like bro. They highly impacted the blog era. Were trendsetters in that shit. Yeah. People were, making music like them because they were cool. They were dope. Like that was the perfect name. We fucking worship those niggas damn near. You know what I mean? Like, we went to the meet and greet. Oh my god. Oh Lord. We went to a meet and greet. We went to that. It was an album release party / Gone Fishing album release party. Gone Fishing, yeah. 2009. If y'all don't know, first of all, if you don't know the Cool Kids, you're tripping. But if you don't know, Gone Fishing, it was like a mixtape or some shit
wasn't even the album yet. Like, but it was just so fucking dope. But anyways, they had a listening party / meet and greet in Atlanta. These niggas came from Chicago. We were living in Atlanta. Me and my brother Sterling were living in Atlanta. And we love the Cool Kids. We're from Chicago. Sir Michael Rocks is from Chicago. Chuck English from Detroit. Whatever. We fuck with them. We fucked with them for years. So they were doing this fucking thing, this album release party. We were so hyped, you know? So I swear, we were probably the first people there.
Yeah, yeah.
Myles, Trent, Bill, who else came? Was that
Jordan,
their cousin. Yeah.
Was that it?
That might have been it.
Yeah, that might have been it.
They came down for this event to Atlanta.
Joel
came to that one. Yeah. But so we got there early as shit. They had it at like a boutique in Atlanta that I can't even remember the name.
Was it Standard?
It might have been.
Oh, or was that we went there before? Was that wait? Okay, because remember we saw Usher there
that was
and shit.
The same day.
It was, I know, but like, was it the same location?
Yeah, same
okay,
location,
so we got there. We were there early as fuck.
We were there early as fuck. For some reason, Usher was there. And like, no disrespect, but we didn't give a fuck. Like, my mom was so hyped. She's like, take a picture with him. Take it. I was like, why don't you take a picture with him? You don't want a picture with Usher. Like, what the fuck? But sorry, no disrespect. No, fuck. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so I mean, he was there, and we were chilling. We waited, and it was like, I swear, bro, we were so fucking hyped. If you go to our fucking, this probably like right when Facebook came out, right?
Right, yeah.
So if you go all the way back on my Facebook, look me up on Facebook. If you go all the way back, you're gonna see pictures with us and the Cool Kids, and these niggas were probably like, bro, I'm sick of these.
Bro, because we took so many pictures with them, bro. I have all like an album on Facebook with all those pictures and whatnot. You know, we're young as hell. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and obviously we love their music and whatnot, and you know, to the point where we'll go all the way down to Atlanta just for a listening party. You know what I mean? So. But it was dope, and Gone Fishing was a great mixtape. Like, you know what I'm saying? That shit was fucking great.
It was great.
There was, and you know. Mm-hmm. Chuck obviously did his thing on the beats, and he was rapping a little bit. Mikey was rapping too, obviously. Yeah. But it was great. Like, it was a great sounding mixtape. Like.
Definitely. So if y'all could suggest one song to the listeners who have never heard the Cool Kids ever,
I gotta look at my phone. Sorry. Go ahead.
See, what one song would you suggest for someone who has never heard the Cool Kids?
I would go with Basement Party.
Okay.
Yeah, just because I have friends who said they never liked rap or hip hop, but they liked this song. Wow. So that tells me that that it's good music, because people who aren't interested in the genre still like the vibe and the energy that they created. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I wouldn't say it's their best song, but if it's a song that you would send to somebody, exactly. You know, because everyone wants to go to a party, or at least you know what I'm saying. You know, so it's like so the experience is very relatable. You know,
Myles, what do you think?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm looking up because I have all these MP3s on my phone.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd start with a Bake Sale in terms of album, because I was like, their kind of ascendance or whatnot. Mm-hmm. There's great songs on that shit, including Basement Party. Which was a great song. I mean, I don't know. Who knows? 88?
Yeah, 88 was dope.
88 was fucking dope. Like, man.
So, what I would say, I'm also going to go Bake Sale. I'm going to say Black Mags.
Okay, true.
And you can also look up the video on YouTube as well, which will make it...
give you a little visual. Yeah. So maybe you start with Black Mags and then you move to Basement Party. You know what I'm saying?
Because, like, if you listen to Black Mags, that's just the style. Like, you just get everything right there. You could watch the video and see the dudes that we're talking about, see their style of clothing and shit. But then you also hear their style of music, which is, like, so different. There's not songs like Black Mags out.
True.
And, like, I feel like that'll be a good start. Like, if you never heard of them, which, hopefully you have. But.
Yeah. Black Mags definitely. I mean, was that, and I'm trying to think, what was the song that, like, made them kind of, like, not like, because I feel like they were never, like, in terms of pop culture rap music, they weren't, I feel like they were there, but they weren't. You know what I'm saying? We knew them. We felt like they were the best shit, but like in terms of actual rap, in terms of typical shit, I feel like they weren't in those spaces. But I think maybe even Black Max and I'm Mikey, I think maybe were the two songs that
Mikey was
really put them on the map.
That's
what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I think what was that song? Pennies? I didn't really like that one.
Oh,
I didn't like Pennies, but
I like Pennies until
I love that shit.
Yeah, it was on NBA Live 2009.
Yeah, that might have been what it was though.
It was on before 2K. Yeah, it was on one of those.
Yeah, was that the one that Pharrell curated? I can't remember the soundtrack. But yeah, Pennies. Yeah, I actually really like that song, and I do think that's the one that put them over. You know what I mean? The edge.
Yeah, it was the one that put them up.
It probably was because they had the video for that as well, as a real drop and shit. You know what I mean? But yeah, who else from that time? We got Lupe.
Oh man,
we can't even get really started on this nigga because he's just a goat.
He is a goat, for real. Ain't no question, ain't no doubt about it. I don't give a fuck what people gotta say about Lupe Fiasco.
He's one of the
first two albums, legendary.
Yep.
Bottom line.
And in between those albums, the mixtapes.
The mixtapes were fire. We're fire.
Lupe doesn't make sense to because it's he does, but it's you really gotta listen to this.
Invest. Yeah. It's like an investment. Music for a lot of times today isn't even an investment because we try to make it so fast and easily digestible. 2 minutes
in the background.
It's a beat, a slap, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But Lupe is an investment of your musical mind and your development in terms of understanding the consciousness of this rapper or this person and what they're trying to lead. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that gives weight and value when you actually invest time over time into listening to the music.
Yeah.
As opposed to something else might not give you as much value long term.
Yeah.
Because it's great for you in that moment, but then you go out and party and then you forget about the song the next week or something. Yeah,
and that's true as fuck. The thing with Lupe as well, I feel he was he made things that people would tell you were possibly lame, cool, or something. You know what I mean?
Right, boring to like a rapper, rapper that's talking about the things he's talking about would be considered boring or not. Go ahead.
Yeah, the way his wording and everything. Just this nigga will say smoking isn't cool or something. In the coolest fucking way ever,
right?
And you'll be it's not that fucking cool, you know what I mean?
Right? No,
shit like that, or you'd be I watch anime, and at a time where people are telling you oh, cartoon anime is for nerds. Yeah. This is back in the day, because now everybody thinks anime.
Now everything anime is cool.
Yeah. But back in the day when people were watching anime and feeling oh, I don't want to really talk about it.
Yeah.
He was I fuck with anime. I fuck with Japanese culture. I fuck with this.
Yeah, that's real.
You know.
And I think the great thing about Lupe too is he never deviated away from that. You know what I mean?
Never. And he was
sorry.
No,
I was gonna say with the album, after the Cool, obviously with the Lasers album. That shit didn't come out for the longest because he stuck to his guns. Yeah. You know what I mean? And the label tried to make him into, what's the right way of saying it? I don't want to be bogus, but
they tried
to a super poppy conscious rapper when he was trying to spit bars. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel
the label,
he stuck to his guns in that regard. And
true.
I think he gave in maybe at the end of the day because he had to. Right. But I respect him for sticking to his guns.
Yeah.
And not, adhering to what these big labels wanted him to sound like, because at the end of the day, that's his music. He knows his vision for what his music is and whatnot, and I think that he really did that.
They tried to do that to him because Lupe. Don't get us wrong. If you guys need to look up Lupe Fiasco if you don't know, but if you know Lupe, the big artists that were coming up with him, Kanye, fuck with him, Pharrell, fuck with him, Jay-Z, fuck with him,
Spacers.
He even had that song with B.O.B. when B.O.B. was really popping. Mm-hmm. So there's people out there Kanye and Pharrell were gonna be in this group with Lupe that they never dropped the album, but they had this name for the three of them. Their trio was Child Rebel Soldier.
Right.
So CRS, and they have a couple of songs out that are really good, and it's really dope. But like like Kanye West and Pharrell, like shit.
GOAT producers. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's legendary.
Yeah, and that's their guy, Lupe. Like they understand that this nigga was on some other shit. I swear he was.
Yeah, like, and that energy that he just brought into the city in like Chicago.
Because he's like underground, but not.
Right, exactly.
Like
he was definitely underground, but also like I think the main people knew who he was.
Right. I think it's a good sign that like we said, Kanye and Pharrell, who are legends and producers, you know what I'm saying? And like, recognize him as one of their peers. Yeah. You know what I mean? And like, I think that's the most, like, a great endorsement for that person because, these two people who are, amazing at what they do in the music industry and producing recognize Lupe as someone who, is on their level. You know what I mean? And like, the mainstream media might not think he's on their level, but in reality, like the artist perspective, you know what I'm saying? Like he's on that level.
And I fuck with that.
A lot of people's opinion.
Exactly. But I like when other artists are like they recognize the shit that's going on outside of like the popular shit or like shit that is for the masses or whatever. Because it's just like it just shows like some artists are real artists. They're not like some people are made up within the record label to be like, oh, you need to do this type of music, you need to do this, you need to be this, whatever. Right. And then there's some people out there like Jay-Z or some people that might have their own record labels or like Shady Records signed Griselda with West
for real?
Like that,
I didn't know
that was in the past. I don't know if they're still with them.
Okay.
But the fact of I'm saying the recognition, like to be like this is Eminem's record label and his people found real rappers. Like, like you know what I mean? Yeah, and it's like it's really dope. And like speaking of Griselda, they're cool as shit.
I fuck with them.
These niggas came out of nowhere. And I was so happy, like just because, man, like just they never changed up their style. Like they just were being themselves, which is inspirational for people that are making music. Like, not everybody has to do the thing that is cool right now. Mm-hmm. Like, people can make music that they want to hear. Yeah, we're watching the game by the way right now. So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 7-3 on the Kansas City Chiefs.
But no, I feel you on that though, because like we talk about Griselda, they're kind of an ode to like a class, or I'd say maybe I wouldn't say I mean I guess you could say 90s rap, but like they just spit bars, like they're all about bars, bars and like dope beats and shit like that, and they've stuck to that, you know what I mean, and like they're great, like all of them, Westside Gun, Benny, Conway, they all can spit, they all do like make great music, and like. I think they're all older, you know what I'm saying? Like, and the fact that they're getting that recognition now is great. But like I just think they stuck another example of artists sticking to their guns. And may have taken them longer to quote unquote like make it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I agree. Like that's the real cool thing about it. Like as an artist sticking to their guns. And doing what they want to do, no matter if they make it or not, I think is important.
It is. And let's speak on Freddie Gibbs first, but then I'm going to go back to another one. Okay. Because Freddie Gibbs also did that. Like, I don't remember the story exactly. I'm not sure who approached who, but just Freddie Gibbs having 2 albums with Madlib.
True.
It's fucking crazy. Yeah. And the fact that Madlib did albums with him.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Like he chose,
Madlib don't do albums with nobody.
Exactly.
You know what I
mean? He has albums with MF Doom, R.I.P. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the fact of that is just, I feel like that shows like Freddie Gibbs was doing his shit. He was sticking to his music and somebody liked what he was doing. And you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And they blew up with that shit. And like, he's also hilarious, bro. I'm like,
I don't know where he finds those videos on Instagram.
He got a team. He's got a team.
Like, bro, I'm like, damn, where you finding this shit, bro?
Nah, he's gotta have a team.
They did ban his ass.
Yeah, they like deleted his account. He has a new account, I think. I'm not. I don't know like what's going on with that shit. I'll tell you off air or whatever. But yeah, like, shit is weird. But he's one of the funniest niggas ever. Even like he has like a few like scenes in his music videos, and I think he was on Tyler the Creator and Odd Future show on Adult Swim. Yeah, I think he was on that shit as well. Like he's funny. He's just a funny dude. But just talking about people that you know, maybe they got on like kind of late, like in a way, in a sense like late. But fucking, you guys are gonna love this. Danny Brown.
Oh, I fuck with Danny Brown, bro.
That was a hard time.
Yeah. Oh my god,
Danny Brown. And if I'm not mistaken, I heard him just like speaking on what he did, and he was just like, he wanted to talk about things that maybe other people weren't talking about, or just some shit that's just out there like crazy, like. Niggas aren't saying this shit, like, and you can, if you listen to his music, you can hear it, but it's so dope. And this nigga was really just making like noises and shit, and like doing different voices, and it's all just like it's like a fucking. It feels like you're looking at some art when you listen to it.
It's like that natural experimentation.
Yep.
Like that you practice over time creates like great art form.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's like kind of how you hear like Thugger like make some sounds.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He makes all those sounds and stuff like that, and like experimenting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Danny Brown's music, you know, you really, he's an older rapper, right?
Yeah.
So you know he put time. You know he put time in, and he came up later in his life.
Yeah.
So that means, you know, he makes some different shit. So like, or at least the word sounds and like the things that he's talking about. Yeah. I wouldn't say they're like on that conscious level like Lupe, but they're definitely like taboos in society that we say we don't want to talk about, that we all know that people do or are experiencing.
Yeah, like I mean, I just remember one song, a Danny Brown song, where he's talking about serving crack to a woman who put fucking tissue paper when she had, and you know, understood we had her period and shit, like, you know what I'm saying? So that's the same type of shit, right? It's like, it's not like, you know, it's some real shit that maybe he's seen growing up, you know what I mean? And it's real and visceral in that way.
So, okay, so for our listeners, if you guys can remember any of these songs, like from Danny Brown, if you, because some people might not know about Danny Brown, if you could suggest one song for them to listen to from him, what would you suggest?
Ooh, I'd say, well, I'm gonna put one of my favorites, Monopoly, Triple X. Is great.
I love
Monopoly. Fields, I love.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. I mean, just listen to the Triple X album. Like, that's all. Just start there. That's all. You know what I'm saying?
Honestly, like, I have an MF Doom tattoo on my left arm. And I'm thinking I'm probably gonna get that face that's on the album cover of Triple X on the back of my right arm. All my tattoos have to do with music at the moment, and I'm probably gonna do that for a while. But like, so Triple X, if you guys don't know, it stands for 30. Like that's how old he was when his first album dropped. So XXX, like 10, 10, 10, 30. So I might get that tattoo when I turn 30.
Yeah, that's dope too, because it's like you would get the X's, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
right?
like
so
on the song. Yeah,
right.
It's a dope album cover. Go listen to it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, you're good. Oh yeah.
I don't know people. Oh damn! I forgot the camera was up there. Damn.
Don't forget, it's French fried and French fries. So we're getting fried. We're drinking.
I'm a little tipsy. We drinking a little something right now.
I'm trying to take another shot in a second.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah. But let me say my fucking song for Danny Brown real quick. The song that I would suggest is Greatest Rapper Ever, and watch the video on YouTube. Watch the fucking video on YouTube because you can that's early on. Mm-hmm. It's off of a hybrid mixtape.
I feel you.
Yeah. So that is it's off a mixtape, but it's early on before he got signed. I think I don't know, but before he got signed by Fool's Gold, so you can really see this nigga and like you can see what he's doing and shit, and it's a good look, like it's a good interesting thing, because when I say like, I mean nowadays people don't really care about too much of the background or anything, or like having a vision of like an artist like that they listen to. But if you do care about stuff like that, like me, and you find it interesting, you should go look at some of these things. Go look at these videos. And shout out to all the fucking video directors and all these people that never get mentioned that are making these things that we can see visually. Because I'm a visual learner at the end of the day. Like, that's how I learned in school as well. Okay. And if you're like me, you know what I mean? Like, these are things that are good to see. And, like, you will resonate with their fucking music and what they're saying more. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I even feel like that for my shit. Like, if people really, like, if you know who I am and, like, or if you can just see, like, it could be a 2-minute video, music. If you see, like, then you'll understand the music more so than just listening to it, which is also fine to listen to it. Right. But, yeah, it's just interesting, like.
Yeah, I would definitely. I'm torn between Die Like a Rock Star and Outer Space. I'm a ride with Outer Space. Okay. Because I really just like I like that particular beat, and then just when I first heard it, the fact that he's talking about getting high and all those other things. That's dope. A lot of guys do that, but it was just for me. It's like he the song's called Outer Space, and then like the descriptive word choices that he uses that like actually explains like I don't get like normal high, I get fucked up high, and because of that I'm making this song like Outer Space, like you know what I'm saying, like you know what I'm saying, like that shit.
Yeah, he was killing it, and I like a rock star. I thought about saying that one too.
But I might throw some people off. You know what I'm saying? I love that song though, but
it's
like
a good song,
people just like some people I don't know.
Right, it's not exactly.
It's not a song that is it's very
universal.
But that's what we're talking about. It's like a taboo. It's kind of like he's speaking about taboos and shit.
And that's why I'm saying if you can like see the type of guy he is, then you will get the song.
Oh,
right.
So true. So true.
Because it makes sense. It's not like even with let's go all the way back. Let's go to Big L. Big L, he was saying some wild ass shit that I will never do. It's like this nigga, like he's talking in this way. This is where he grew up. This is his brother. This is
True.
Like so it's kind of like I understand it, but it's like I'm not the same way that he is, but it makes me understand his music, and that's all that's really important is like enjoying it and enjoying what the person is saying about them and what they're doing and shit. True. And then sometimes like, oh shit, they're about to score again, bro. The Buccaneers might score again. Holy shit!
They'll make it 14-3.
First and goal,
We can't let Tom Brady get another Super Bowl.
Bro,
I'm sorry.
You can't bet against Tom. You can't bet against Tom.
Fuck that.
You can't bet against Tom anymore.
I mean, he's certified GOAT.
Wait, hold on.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why. That's why they're losing.
1 second, because we're at 33 minutes or something like that. So, right now, I want to know who is winning this game from each one of you. Okay. And this is going to come out after the Super Bowl. So you might be right. Like, well, let's see. You know what I mean?
Okay. I'll go first.
All right.
What I've seen from the Kansas City Chiefs multiple times is the ability to come back and the ability to stay in games because of Patrick Mahomes, their offense, etc. So I'll never count them out because they have proven in the past and last year that they always have a chance, and so they're even if the Tampa Bay scores now and makes it 14-3, I'm still gonna take the Chiefs just because I seen it before. I seen this exact shit before. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even though I've also seen the same shit with Tom Brady, but like I don't know. Like I feel like Patrick Mahomes is up and coming, like certified next greatest quarterback of all time type shit. Yeah. It's kind of funny that it's Mahomes versus Brady because it's the GOAT versus the future GOAT. Yeah. But
Yeah.
So I'm taking the Chiefs bottom line.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna go with Tampa Bay.
All right.
So it's essentially what Myles is saying in terms of his take, except the opposite. It's like you're saying, I've seen it. I've seen it 3 years with Mahomes. I've seen it 20 years with Tom Brady. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like that same principles apply, except with Tom, it's like I was in that camp where I was tired of seeing Tom win. I was in that camp where, I was rooting for the team against Tom because no one wants to see the guy who's always winning continue to win. You want to see the underdog win. But once you've come to terms with the fact that maybe it's not that you're rooting for the underdog, maybe it's just the fact that this guy has decided to make up his mind and his world about trying to be the best more than the other guys. Not to say that the other guys aren't trying as hard as they can to be the best, but maybe his commitment to being the best has enabled him to have these many opportunities that I feel like he's going to succeed because he has more experience, etc. They have the comeback factor.
Yeah.
The Chiefs do.
Yeah.
Right? But at the same time, my heart wants the Chiefs to win. But right. So, but I'm not gonna mask my heart's desire underneath the truth that I've seen it more with Tom than I've seen it with Mahomes. Okay. So that's me.
So I fuck with that. So Myles has Kansas City, Trent has Tampa Bay.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, okay. So yeah, I'm thinking that Tampa Bay is gonna win it. I want them to win it only because I want Tom Brady to basically do what he's trying to do and like prove these niggas wrong.
Right.
That have been kind of, like talking down on everything before the season started and early on in the season. And this he'll be on his Jordan shit, if he wins this.
I mean, he already is, though. That's the thing.
He already is on his Jordan. So I fuck with that. But if he's about to exit the game soon, I will, since the fact that they got here, I would like that.
More.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time though. So I want Tampa Bay to win. That's my prediction. But I also feel like Kansas City could possibly win because, like you said, Mahomes is like on some other shit. But at the same time, their youth, and energy is what they're not gonna slow down or stop. So that's why I'm like, oh shit, these they might do it, and I'll be glad for that. I love Patrick Mahomes. I'm so glad he already got one. Right. You know what I mean? But I also picture him back here next year, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. I don't know if I can picture Tom Brady back again next year.
Right. I feel you.
So it's he's here right now. Get this shit over with. Exit with your 7 or whatever. And do your thing. But I mean, at the same time, I really, really fuck with the young squad, the Kansas City Chiefs, and shit. We'll see what happens. But I'm picking Tampa Bay. Yeah. So we got our predictions in. We'll see who's wrong and who's right. We got 2 Tampa Bay, 1 Kansas City right now. Trent and I are Tampa Bay, Myles is Kansas City.
Should be interesting.
Yeah.
So we'll see what's going on.
Kansas City just had to stop on the goal line.
Yeah, true.
From 4th down.
It's going to get reviewed, yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. So, all right. Before I go pee, I got a segment coming up. Brand new segment. I have never done a segment before. This is the first episode that we're doing the segment called Getting Slapped with Sean and Matt. Would you rather this or that? So, yep. It's a new segment. This segment is created by my friends Sean Bartley and Matt Westrick. So what we got here from what they told us, you guys are going to answer the would you rather.
We're doing it right now?
Yeah, we're going to do it right now. Yeah.
Let's go.
So
got some excitement coming.
Yeah. So,
oh man.
So okay, let me see what's going on here. Let me go with this one today. So, would you rather redo your entire 4 years of high school, knowing and understanding the things you know now, or would you rather start working a job at 16 with no schooling at all?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, which one would you rather go back and have to redo high school, understanding that you can start a business, you can do these things, you don't necessarily need school.
Right.
But, like, some kids in other countries, they start working young, what I mean? And that's just what they do. They learn things faster because they are working and they're not being taught unnecessary things. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's tough. I mean, so would you rather do your 4 years of high school again or start a job at 16?
Yeah.
Is it a job or is it a career?
I guess it's whatever you want to do, because you could.
I would say
whatever I wanted to do.
Yeah, it's not like work. It's not just like, go work at McDonald's. It's like what because it's knowing what you know now. Like,
I would definitely say start a job or start a career at 16.
Okay.
Just because I feel like it's always good to start that shit early in life. You know what I mean? So that later in life you have the quality of life that you want or that you aspire to. And I think in this day and age of influencers, social media, etc., like, kids are doing that shit now.
Yeah.
And like, we didn't have that opportunity. I mean, it was harder, what I'm saying? Like,
because of the internet.
Right, exactly. We had the internet when we were kids, but like, or 16, but it wasn't,
we
had fucking MySpace profiles.
We weren't holding the internet.
Right, in our phones, we had a whole ass computer. You know what I'm saying? And so I think starting that shit younger at 16 would allow you to learn earlier, allow you to grow earlier, allow you to make mistakes earlier, to the point where you just learn more about that shit at a younger age, so that later in life you're more experienced and you know what you're doing. And you have more time to be successful. Okay. So I'd say start a career at 16.
Okay, I fuck with that. What do you think, Chuck?
Okay, that's tough. I will say start my career at 16 also, but here's the caveat. Now, you let me know if I can do this.
Yeah.
The caveat is, if you start at 16, that means you would have to have gone to high school for at least 2 years. Okay. So, perceivably, you could think that, are you restarting your high school years with those 2 years and then dropping out? I know this isn't part of the question. Or are you just restarting your high school years and then going through the same a different route that you had? Now, the reason why I bring that up is because I've personally felt like at 16 is when I first realized and learned from other teachers and mentors in my life that I needed to do something that was in a career that I loved, to pursue something that I knew I would have to do that would fulfill my life, that wasn't going to basically bog me down. So I feel like I picked that up early enough, earlier than most people, like a purpose or whatnot. Okay? But because of everything outside of that, life is messy, basically. Figuring out where you want to go to school, X, Y, Z, because you have to, or because you have the opportunity to, you have to try and exhaust all your options. But I basically knew I was going to do something in the realm that I'm doing it now at 16. That's why I would pick 16, even though, like, it would be nice to have the opportunity to use the hindsight of my 4 years in high school and just apply different strategies to it.
No, that works though. That works because it's like it's just starting at 16. It's not like, what I mean? Like, not like you don't go to school or anything. It's like just starting. Like, so that's what, sophomore or freshman?
Sophomore year,
So it's like basically just that, like what you said. Like, that's what it is. It's like you either like redo the entire 4 years and like knowing what you know now, or start something new when you didn't know what you know now. You know what I mean? That's basically what it is. It's like you can kind of learn, like, if you were 16, and like, I know some people have dropped out of high school and at that age and shit. You know what I mean?
But Rihanna, I know that's a celebrity choice, but
that's
Rihanna,
what I'm saying. So
Rihanna dropped out of school when she was like 15, 16.
So that's like,
and then she just became Rihanna.
And that's what I'm saying. So that's really what the question is like, would you rather do that and like try like make your attempt, or would you rather go back to school like knowing the things that you do know now? That's really what it was. Like if I worded it wrong, my bad.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I feel like I would probably do the school then because 16 and 18 when you graduate high school isn't that big of a difference, and then you
that's
can
very
still
true. Yeah,
find out you can still start that business or career at 18 versus 16. You know what I mean?
That's real.
Yeah,
and still do that, but
word.
I don't know.
Word, that's dope.
Good question though.
Yeah, well, we appreciate it, Sean and Matt. That was Would You Rather This, or that was Getting Slapped with Sean and Matt. Would You Rather This and that. Sorry, I'm kind of lit now, so I'm saying shit backwards. I'm about to take a piss real quick and then we'll come back.
Take a little reprieve, get back to it.
All right, we're back. We just took a piss / shit break. So now that we're back, we actually got our fucking food in, the pizza, because we're not eating fries today. Like it's like I fucking said earlier, because the Super Bowl we're eating pizza. But yeah, so now that we're back, we also got a few shots that we're about to take live. So let's get this shit real quick, and then we'll continue our convo. Thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, shots and Negrally.
Yes, NL+1. Okay. So, next one I want to talk about briefly with you guys. Each one of us have a different style in the way that we wear our clothes and everything. So I want to talk to you guys about where your style came from, how it was developed, and like what type of style do you think it is? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I think for me, I'm not the type of in terms of my style, I definitely like a lot of vintage stuff. And that means like vintage polo or vintage plaid, etc. Type shit. And like I'm also into streetwear, but I think for me, I do a little bit of mixture of both. Like, I don't own a pair of Jordans. I used to wear J's, but I don't. Like now, I don't wear any J's, but I have tons of Nikes. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I fuck with streetwear heavy. But I think also just growing up and then my style kind of developed. I just think I wear a lot of like plaid, and kind of like I do a lot of layering and shit like that. So in terms of like what I would describe my style as, I'd say it's a mixture of, I'd say like a little hipstery, streetwear, like hipster like type shit with streetwear added in.
Okay.
And I think honestly someone who in terms of style, who I look up to and who I appreciate their style, and I kind of like, oh yeah, you have similar tastes, is Mick Jenkins.
Oh yeah, very true.
I think we have very similar styles, and like, I'm always like, oh shit, what? Hey Brandon, what you got on? No, I'm just don't worry about it, sweetheart. No, let me stop.
I'll feel you though.
That shit is hilarious.
Yeah,
but yeah, so I think, in terms of him, like I love his style. I think we have similar styles. And that I think that for me, I kind of just see what I like and buy that shit. I'm not the type of person to, this next drop, I'm about to like, I need to be in line for, like, I've done that before, but that's not typically how I buy clothes. You know what I'm saying? So
I feel that.
That's kind of what I would describe my style as.
Right, Trent, what do you think about your style?
For me, style really started off slow and then turned into something I really am like expressive about myself and everything else. I would say it was purely just generic at first, and then it turned into like a whole different vibe, because like I always wanted the idea of having fitness and athletic wear modernized and stylized to a point where it's like common.
Yeah.
And with the whole like fitness craze like blowing up, mid like 2010s to beyond era like time, that's when it first started. Like they basically made fitness wear like appealing and like attractive to rock to the point where it's like it's so straightforward and accepted to see particularly ladies wear like jeggings or moreover like leggings as like, and that's an athletic athletic wear
it was made for the gym originally
that now is just part right. So for me taking it on that end for guys like myself, I typically wear like fitness brands, and like I also like look for like deals and specials for particular fitness brands that are up and coming, as well as mixing in streetwear along with fitness focused.
That's dope.
You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where it came from. But it wouldn't have started if the fitness craze hadn't started.
Yeah, because you know what I'm saying?
Really, right. I wouldn't have known where to find it or how easily accessible it could have been, and that's what's pretty dope about it.
So, I fuck with that. And I feel like also just the fact that people are wearing the fitness wear outside of the gym.
Yeah, outside the gym is so much more common now.
Yeah. You know what's also kind of crazy about like fitness swag and shit like that, fitness drip, whatever you want to call it. Think about like, I don't know, maybe 20, 25 years ago.
Yeah.
Some of the hottest pieces of drip was fucking an Adidas tracksuit, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, technically that is that fitness wear back then? Maybe, you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, but it's kind of like evolved, I think, a little bit now into what Trent was talking about.
Yeah, that's true.
In terms of, you know, fitness wear being super popular. In terms, there's a fucking, what's it called, a leisure or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, whereas you have athletic wear, but it's, you know, so casual. You know what I mean? I think the Adidas tracksuit definitely started that shit. You know?
I feel that. So, with me, my style, I feel like I do streetwear for the most part. For some reason, I feel like baggy things, or not necessarily even just baggy, but just things that are kind of like rough, rugged, maybe like a very clean t-shirt. I just fuck with that. I fuck with like pants. My pants don't have to be perfect. My shoes, I like shoes a lot. That's my favorite thing out of my outfit, I would say. But they don't have to be perfect. They don't have to be. I'll wear certain like creased Jordans or some shit, you know. But it's like I like good looking upper like shirts, hoodies, jackets. I love that shit. And I would say I got my style originally, like just the way I started to dress came from skateboarding. And with skateboarding, the style that I was introduced to was all there to make skateboarding easier and better and like a more enjoyable experience. So my style kind of like, with the baggy pants, your legs can move. Like you can do a tray flip, you can do a kick flip without it being restricted.
Right, with like tight jeans, it's hard.
Exactly. So, when I was younger, it was a large part of time. I didn't give a fuck what color anything was. I'm like, this shit works. Like, you know what I mean? And like that's what I relate to in the fitness world. Like, it works. This is what works for what I do. Like, you know? So that's what I used to wear. And it's almost the same thing. It's almost the same thing as which everyone I feel like can relate to is just wearing Walmart basketball shorts. They're just basketball shorts. True. Like they just weren't, you know, you don't give a fuck what brand they are, whatever. So that's how I originally came into like my streetwear thing. With the shoes, that's a whole nother story because I do feel like personally, I feel like certain shoe companies make better shoes than certain other ones. Like they make more comfortable shoes, they make more stylish shoes, and that's I feel like when it comes down to it, I can make a fit based off of the shoes that I can start shoes first, basically. Like I'll be like, oh, these shoes are red and white. Let me see what else I have. Like some people start with like t-shirts or with and they'll be like, oh, I'll find some shoes to throw in. No, like I start with the shoes because that's the most important piece of my fit, and they always have been, even when it comes to skateboarding. Like if we're going out to skate, like me, Carrie, Charlie, whatever, all my friends, we used to skate. I'll be like, let me rock these fucking Nike SB Dunks because these are the most comfortable skates. We're about to be skating for a minute. I'm about to be, or Adidas like Business or whatever. Like, I don't know. My style has developed over the years and to now where I feel like it's also with your style. Like, if you have a specific style, you have confidence in that style, so you're gonna wear it better. And that might sound dumb, but what I mean.
I feel you on that. Like like you said, like you had a lot of skate wear, and where that's the shit you was rocking with. Exactly. That's the shit you felt confident in. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like I think, like you see people who it's clear they're like what they're wearing is like, bro, like. Is that really what you trying to wear? You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Like
you can tell they're not comfortable.
in what they got on. And I think that's unfortunate because I think it's important to be because like I mean at the end of the day we're talking about clothing, right? Yep. Like drip. Keep saying drip, but like we're talking about clothing. Like it's not the most important thing in the world, but like obviously being a good person is better. Yeah, is more important. But like I think what you got on or your clothes like presents a certain thing about you that people see instantly or immediately, you know what I mean? And if you're not confident in what you're wearing, then it's clear. Like, you know what I mean? And so
it's true. Yeah.
So I feel like it's important to like wear what you like. You know what I mean? Like no matter what it is, like you can wear some fucking Asics with some dad jeans and a fucking I don't know, whatever.
I've seen it.
Yeah. And like if that's what you want to wear, then wear that shit. Don't feel ashamed that
niggas should not
be wearing other different shit, but
and that's the thing. Like people probably would not get baked if they were wearing the things that they thought they should wear, like or they feel like they should wear. But when people get baked, I feel like it's when they're trying to do too much, like some weird nigga that let me see. I'm not trying to talk shit about anyone, but I'm trying to say like
try to do without naming names.
Yeah, well not even naming names, just saying like in the fact of like if a nigga had on like some just like dad jeans and New Balances. I like New Balances a lot. Like but they can be done in different ways. Yeah, shout out Circle Night, shout out Kwaku. He does sneaker reviews. Go look at his YouTube. But so I'm saying like if a nigga was wearing those dad grill New Balances and he's wearing like some ugly ass dad jeans, that it just he's doing it right. Like a white t-shirt, he's doing it right. But if you try to like take the Joe Freshgood New Balances or something to the grill and like wear that same fit. Right. You're gonna look goofy, like you're trying too hard. Like,
sure. Yeah, no, you're right.
You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, you're totally right about that.
But yeah, like I mean, shit, style is style. Like clothes are clothes. It's just all about how you put them together. There's so many fucking companies and brands that make clothes, like and do all this shit. Like I even got into a little bit myself trying to design some things.
I still got one of your t-shirts upstairs.
Oh, appreciate it. Yeah. And it's like, see, like, bro, I don't even have that shit anymore. I wish I did, bro. I'm kind of pissed. Trent has the brainstorm. Yeah. Bro, I'm so mad about that. But anyways.
Shit's comfy, too.
Yeah, like, it's...
perfect sizing.
Yeah. And, you niggas don't wear it all the time because it's like, it goes with certain things, and that's all it is.
Exactly. That's exactly why.
Exactly. That's all it is with certain shit. And I don't know. That's what... it's really good to have clothes and shit, but... what if niggas were like, what if clothes were seen or what if they were never like a real thing? Like, what if they weren't to cover up? Like, you know what I mean? This all started with just being covered and like, and being like.
You know what's funny? Because like, you remember, I think it was a Zane Lowe Kanye West interview where he was talking, where Kanye was said some shit like, oh, like, it's illegal to be naked or something. You remember? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Like he said, oh, it's illegal to be naked. Yeah. Like I'm like, okay, like bro, like you're taking it a little bit too far. Where it's like, you know what I mean? Like it's just clothes at the end of the day. Like, you know, like I get what he's trying to do in terms of trying to put an importance on you know, having this style of clothing. Yeah. But I don't know. I just think that like what you were saying. Like wear what you want to wear. You know what I mean? Like you know, like it's just. Yeah, people. And you can tell people. Some people try too hard. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, you can always tell people trying too hard.
Just do you.
If you got drip, sorry, look at the wrong. Your drip should be effortless.
True.
Your drip should be effortless. Yeah. You know, if you don't got it, then you don't got it. It's cool. It's fine. Whatever. But if you got drip, it should be effortless. You ain't got to do too much. Just do you. If it's not effortless, then you don't got drip.
Words from the audience. That's true as fuck. Yeah. Hey, it should be. Because niggas should not be stressed or be worried about being bullied for this type of shit they wear.
Right.
You know? Fuck that. Yeah. Like, a nigga shouldn't want to come to school with Jordans if he doesn't want to wear Jordans.
Right, exactly.
That's
I feel like we went to school a lot of people who wore Jordan just because they thought it was cool to wear Jordans.
We went to school with a nigga who shit himself, and I think didn't he like smear the walls with shit? Sorry, we're eating right now, but I don't want to say his name. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
Niggas are wilding, bro. But okay, last thing. This is the last thing we'll talk about before we get out of here because it's almost halftime. We're done at halftime, so. Hold up. Tampa Bay is up 20-6, by the way. Just throwing that in there. Mm-hmm. But very last thing we'll talk about. Do y'all remember when you were in school and like it was like a little bit somewhat embarrassing to shit and someone know that you took a shit?
Absolutely.
And bro, niggas used to know if you had new shoes or something. If you had like, oh, this nigga got the new 13s or whatever, like I know he's the only one with those shoes. He's shitting. Like, you know what I mean? Like, niggas will look under there and be like, oh, this nigga got, you know what I mean? Like, oh, he got the 6s. Like, Shaquille, you know what I mean?
Bro, like, I remember, I know exactly what you're talking about. Because I remember sometimes I'd go to the bathroom and tell cats, like, nah, I just took the longest piss of my life.
Yeah.
Or sometimes when I knew, like, I mistimed it, whereas classes and sessions, there's going to be a lot of people, I would fucking stick my legs on the sides of the thing. So niggas put their feet up, because you
would know based off the shoes. Like, exactly. That's Trent. Right, you got the Adidas.
So I put my feet, like, plastered against the sides of the wall and shit, lock that bitch.
Niggas be like, hey, who's in there? Sitting in
there.
No, I'm pissing. I swear to God, I just sat down because I'm tired. Like, and then, like, at some point, it just became okay to shit. Like, I don't know, but...
Bro, yeah, I feel like, as kids are, like, ruthless. You know what I'm saying? The bottom line. And it's crazy that, like, we used to flame mugs for just using the bathroom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you had to use the bathroom, like, and you had to take a shit. Like, you had to make sure you was quick as hell, or else you would get flamed. Yeah. Like that's so unfortunate. Like people would flame. I mean, us included would flame mugs for just taking a shit when you had to use the bathroom. Like in school, like why would we do that? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, bro. And one thing that has like stuck with everyone, bro. Y'all just bear with me on this shit, please, because I still like, okay, we used to bake niggas for this. Bake them out of their fucking shit. But niggas would pee with their pants at their ankles. Oh, man, bro, why is your ass out? Why are you peeing? Like, nigga. But it's like, the nigga probably just didn't want to get pee on his pants. Like, you know what I mean? Like, or like having
any spray or
shit. So like, it's kind of fucked up. But it's like, even to this day, all adult grown men, all of them, we all, like, you don't pull your pants
down. Them all the way down.
You just piss So that's crazy because it's like, that was a thing. Like,
you don't need to pull your pants down. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't need to. You don't need to. Why is your ass out?
You don't need to do all that. But it's crazy, like, when you're kids, you kind of think it's okay, but then you get baked into, like, not doing it. Yeah. So now it's like a tradition with every single guy in this. If a grown man, like, you'd be like, bro, what the fuck?
It's the same thing, bro. Like, moving to another part in that, it's like, if there was open spaces in the stall, and a motherfucker went right next to you while you right when you were visiting and shit. Etiquette, like, you know what I'm saying? Like cats just look at you weird. So it's not like you would basically just kind of the fuck is this dude doing? There's like 3 spots now.
So what Trent is saying, you have 5 stalls lined up, and you're in this one, and somebody comes to the one right here when all the other ones are empty.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you don't do that. Like, because it's like, why are you so close to me if there's other things? But if they're
I might need to fart, I might need to take a piss, do something.
And like,
I just need my space.
Exactly.
Bathroom, you know?
I feel like it's worse when it's urinals off. If a dude starts, there's plenty of urinals and you piss in one and dude comes right next to you. Yeah, you use the one right next to you. Like, okay, what the fuck you want? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Niggas are weird.
Like, what the fuck? Like, nah, crazy. Move along.
They didn't make any type of Like, I feel like in a male bathroom is shitting or pissing for the most part. They have 2 separate type of toilets, right? Yeah. But I feel like, you could just have one.
You could. Like, you really could.
It's like there's female restaurant.
Just have one.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, they have to do a whole different thing, Yeah. Like, but at the same time, I feel like that would have made that avoidable. Like, you wouldn't feel awkward going next to somebody because you can see all, you know what I mean? And if niggas know how to dividers up, it's 2021, nigga. You need dividers.
Yeah.
Like,
you ever been to a baseball game? Just have the wide ass.
Oh yeah, they got the little bro. They got shit. I've been to a bar where it's like a fucking pit with ice. You know, you pee on the ice. Like, what the fuck? Like, why are you even putting ice in here? Like, I don't get any of that shit. But
I think that's like a scent thing.
Oh, a scent.
Yeah,
okay, and the ice.
Or like, I know what you're talking about. It's that little thing in the.
No, I'm talking, nigga. I'm
talking about like the
real ice.
I've done that too.
Wait, in a year?
Bar, yeah.
Oh,
it's lined up. It's no.
I ain't been to a bar in so long. Yeah. I forgot what you was talking about.
Like, you can't shit.
I know
you can't even shit in there because it's like literally it's like you walk in, the door is on this wall, and the other 3 walls are big like urinal with ice all the way down.
No, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
just a trough.
And there's no toilet. You don't shit. Like, if you shit in the ice, like somebody might fuck you up, like beat your ass or something. But shit is weird, bro. It's crazy how like the world developed into what it is. Like,
true.
And there's just things that are understood.
We call it the unspoken rules.
Yeah.
It's like it's kind of like it's not that you kind of understand that you should give somebody a little bit of space in the bath in the urinal.
Yeah.
But if you didn't understand, you learn by the world telling you because motherfuckers flame your ass, or they let you know like, nah, you got to give me some space. You know what I'm saying, And those unspoken rules just are passed down like culturally too for the most part. Like you go to other cultures and like that shit's like.
We have unspoken rules as black people. I would say.
True.
Even when it comes to like greeting or anything, like I feel like for the most part, I'm not gonna say for everybody, but for the most part, I feel like black people, like if there's an elder in the community or anything, like you kind of like you acknowledge them, or if they say anything to you, acknowledge them, or if they need help with doing something, and I do that for other people as well. But I feel like it's like a cultural thing. Like as a black person, like if an older black lady or a black man say anything to me, I would respectfully answer or like, you know what I mean? Like, how's it going, brother, or whatever. Like, I'm just like, what's up, little nigga?
Right.
Nah, they don't say that.
I'm gonna tell a quick story.
Okay.
We went to a friend's wedding. 2019 summer. And so I forget what, but so we had a table, like a bunch of seats around the table, and one of our friends sat down at the table. He was the first one to sit down.
Oh,
motherfucker!
I know.
He was the first one to sit down. And so obviously it's a wedding. So I'm there with my parents, my mom, my dad, and my mom. We get to the table. She asked my friend to move over, just because she wanted to sit in a certain area or whatever. And my friend said, when my mom asked my friend to move, my friend looked at her and said, nah. Bro,
Yeah.
I was baffled. I was like, I looked at this nigga crazy. Like, are you fucking kidding me, bro? Yeah. And I was like, bro, get the fuck up. Like, I started cursing his ass out, and he was like, no. I'm like, bro, are you like? I was just so astonished by what was going on because. You know, this is your elder.
Yeah.
My mom, I've known you since we were fucking young as hell. Yeah. And you gon'
bro.
I was like, bro, you not gonna move?
Bro, I have an outside perspective of this. I was mad. I mean, obviously, Myles and Trent's mom has done a lot for me as well. But like, I was just upset in the way of that this guy reacted because the fact is like. Their mom wanted to sit next to her family. Like, she wanted to sit next to you, Trent, and your dad. Yeah. That's basically it.
Yeah, for sure.
And he just sat down in the middle of the fucking table. So, when she's like, can you move over so we can sit together? This is my family. This is the family I created. These are my kids. Right. I want to sit next to my family and enjoy this wedding. And he's not there with anyone from his family. Right. And he said no. I was like, bro, what if somebody said that shit to your mom? Why would you do that?
Right.
Like why would you?
Real,
your mom, you know what I mean?
Right.
I was so mad too.
I'm a lover, not a fighter, but I was about to beat his ass.
Yeah,
and
that's
you know what I mean.
Like,
I cussed his ass out. I'm like in front of my mom too. I don't cuss in front of my mom.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly, because that was warranted. It's just like respect.
I was like, yo, that's crazy. That blew me, bro. Sorry, that was a story I had to tell.
I fuck with that story, and that's exactly
you're
right. You just know, that's a kid. Like,
don't do that.
Don't do that shit.
Especially since. She was sitting at a table of majority, like, our group.
It was,
right? And younger folk. And then her place of feeling comfortable at that table would be with her family. Like, she's not going to feel comfortable sitting next to someone. One of us to talk about the crazy shit that we talk about. But she with her family at the table is different.
Yeah, and it's our friend's wedding. It's not there. You know, like, it's all of young people, like, our age. It's like everybody there. So these are the people that you relate to in your circle, like this is your group, like you want to be with your group. But yeah, I don't get that. I don't know.
That was crazy.
It was crazy. But that's what we're talking about, unspoken rules of the community. And anyways, we're about to get out of here. It's halftime. We're about to see who's going to win this Super Bowl. You guys will find out, obviously, before this episode is out. But we made our predictions. I'm Tampa Bay.
I'm Tampa Bay.
I'm Kansas City.
All right, and my name is Shaquille Wharton. You can follow me on Instagram at less.plus, LESS period, PLUS. Anybody else?
Yeah, you can find me on IG, go_Myles with a Y, MYLES.
You can also find me on IG, Tracing Trent, do fitness, keep it going, improve your life, get some insight. French fried and French fries.
We're appreciate it. French fried and French fries. Thanks for tuning in. Also, fuck you. No, I'm just kidding.